I've talked about some of the main reasons to quit drinking many times before. Whether it is wanting to wake up feeling better without a hangover and having slept properly, or maybe you want to improve your mental health and get rid of that horrible alcohol-fueled anxiety and low mood. Or perhaps you want to be more present for yourself or the people around you who you care about. Maybe you want to be a better role model for your kids or grandkids, or you just want them to know that they can call on you at any time and you'll be there. Maybe you just want to be able to remember what you said and did last night and who you texted and what you posted on social media. Maybe you want to lose weight and stop consuming so many liquid calories that make you feel puffy and bloated and look red. Perhaps you're worried about the health risks and drinking just doesn't feel very aligned with your health goals and values anymore. Or perhaps you've simply noticed how much money you lose on alcohol each and every week, and you want to claw some of that back and spend it on something that actually lasts and is worthwhile. All of those common reasons for quitting drinking sound pretty solid to me. But if you're watching this thinking, I don't know, Kate, I don't know if I've heard the reason yet, I need a few more things to tip me over the edge, no problem. I have got 5 unusual and less common reasons for ditching alcohol that I would like to present to you today for your consideration. First of all, quitting drinking means you are no longer falling for a marketing scam. I think this is a good reason. Over the past few decades, there has been a very effective pinkification of the alcohol industry to get women like you and me drinking more. So I'm talking about actual pink-coloured drinks. They didn't used to exist, but now we have pink gins and pretty cocktails and low-calorie white wines, and it's all about wine o'clock somewhere and glittery Prosecco with the girls. It is blatant marketing to women. And it's often put forward as an empowerment thing or an equality thing, but it's not. Like, we're just being sold to. And I don't know about you, but there's nothing I hate more than being manipulated by marketers. Here's the second unusual reason for quitting drinking. In sobriety, you get your identity back. Now, I know me saying that will grate with some people who think, well, I haven't lost my identity. But honestly, when you're drinking, you do stop doing a lot of the stuff that makes you, you. Like maybe you stopped reading and ripping through books because you actually can't read properly when you're drinking. Maybe you don't paint as much as you used to because nowadays that just seems more effort than drinking. Perhaps you've lost your passion for theatre because the show and waiting for the interval all kind of interrupts your drinking. What part of your identity might have quietly slipped away simply because alcohol has taken its place? Here's another reason to ditch alcohol. Quitting drinking means you get your self-trust back. Personally, drinking made me a terrible liar. I would say to myself that I was just going to have one, or just a small one. But even as I said it, I knew it wasn't true. When you can't trust the very words coming out of your own mouth, it makes it harder to believe other things about yourself. It is harder to push yourself and excel in other areas of life because you keep letting yourself down with this one thing night after night after night. Okay, I've given you 3 unusual and less common reasons to quit drinking so far. Here's my 4th one. When you're sober, you stop distracting yourself from every uncomfortable emotion. I know that might not seem like a good reason, but trust me, you actually need those uncomfortable emotions. You do need the boredom. You need the loneliness. You even need the stress. You need it all because it is telling you something about your life. Drinking through these emotions just keeps you stuck in them, stuck repeating them over and over rather than paying attention and changing anything. All right, here's my fifth and final unusual reason for quitting drinking, and it's this. You get to flip roles in your life. And to explain this, I want to tell you about one of my students, Katie, who used to spend her summers drinking at her local pub. And the pub is on a river that people paddle and kayak down. So if the weather was nice, she'd be there in the pub garden watching people kayaking down this river at sunset as she got drunker and drunker. Now that she's sober, guess what she does on a Friday night? Kayaking. She literally kayaks past the pub that she used to drink in. She has flipped roles in that story and is now so much happier because she's the one on the river. And I just love that story so much. It reminds me of this time when I was drinking and hungover, and I used to go to this cafe like on a Sunday morning and order something, sugary and carby and stodgy to eat. And when I was there, I'd always see these women there who'd clearly been to the gym, and they were now like just picking up a light brunch or a coffee. And I'd always wonder, like, how on earth have you got so much done already? And nowadays, now that I don't drink, it is really cool that I have flipped roles in that scene. And now I'm the one who works out early and then goes to the cafe for a little something afterwards. And yeah, it just kind of feels really good. All right, that is more than enough from me today. But now I'd love to hear from you. I have given you a ton of reasons to stop drinking today, including 5 quite unusual ones that I suspect you might not have considered before. Let me know in the comments which one resonated with you the most and which one gives you the most to think about. I just hope this inspires you to take action because there is so much good stuff waiting for you on the other side.